Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, guys. It's Wednesday night again, and here we are at Squadron Wednesday Night Live. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you have had a fantastic week so far. We have. It has been amazingly busy. You guys are the best. I have to say that Squadron has the best customers in the world. We ran this Black Friday promotion last week. It's been 1 week since we launched it, and you guys absolutely buried us with orders, which it's a good thing. But at the same point in time, we feel bad that we have not got all of your orders shipped out yet. So if you have not received a tracking number from us yet, please know that we're working as quickly as we can. We have called in all of the reserve troops, all of our part-time help that are on standby. They're all here with us this week, and everybody's been working overtime around the clock, and it's quite lively around the warehouse right now. But we're working as quickly as we possibly can to get everybody's orders shipped out, and we will have your tracking information to you as soon as possible. But please be patient with us. It is going to take us several more days to completely get out of this hole that we're in at the moment, but we're getting there. But again, seriously, thank you guys for the orders, and not just because we had a sale, but thank you for this entire year. Your support of Squadron is more appreciated than you know. It's we just have a blast. Everything from this show on Wednesday nights to adding to the stash, as we say in our warehouse, to provide all these different models to you, getting to see you guys, whether it be at the shows, whether it be at our retail store, whether it be on the phone or just through email. You guys are great, and we really appreciate you, and we're really looking forward to 2026. So anyway, again, we'll get all the orders shipped out as quickly as possible, but if you have not received a tracking number yet, that is why. We are just simply overloaded. But we'll get there soon. Now, let me see who's with us tonight. Wayne out at Yellow Wings, good to see you tonight, buddy. Hope you're having a good one. Looks like you're covered up with snow. A lot of you guys probably have snow. We have not seen any yet, which is not too unnormal for Georgia, but I'm sure we'll get a little bit at some point. Let's see. Talking about Dana Bell. Yeah, last week Dana was awesome. Listening to him, I felt bad we had to cut him a little short so we could launch that sale, but we've already got a plan to have Dana back. It looks like we're going to have him back sometime in January. Just trying to confirm the date with him on that, but as soon as we know for sure, I will let you know, and it's going to be great. And by the way, Dana has requested that you guys, if you have any questions for him that was not covered last week, if you'll email me at info@squadron.com, email your questions to me. I've got several questions already, but email me your questions about aircraft colors. Right now, he is specifically talking about Navy colors in or around World War II. So if you've got any questions directly related to Navy aircraft colors in World War II, email those over to me, and I'll give them over to Dana, and he said that he will answer questions that kind of relate to what he's presenting to us. So that's going to be really good. Max, it's good to see you tonight, and Arnell, Danny is with us. Good to see you tonight. Bernard is here, and Ken, good to see you from Philly. Alan's got the snowblower out, he says. It's good to see you tonight, buddy. Derek and Bakersfield Jim, good to see you, buddy. Lee is with us, and Stephen. Two Hands, how are you down in the villages of the White Sands? I bet you don't have any snow. Oh, man, The Way is with us, and Michael and Dave, good to see you, buddy. Rex and Wayne. Ed Groon, how are you, buddy? I bet you don't have any snow either. Glenn, good to see you tonight, buddy. All right, here in town. Skip, good to see you, man. Home of the 2027 IPMS Nationals. That's right. Headed to your neck of the woods I guess after this year. This year we're going up to Indiana. Looking forward to it though, Skip. Going to be great. TD, good to see you tonight. And Fleet. And Steven, I'm still not used to these new handles that YouTube's got us doing instead of your names, but we deal with what YouTube gives us, right? Alan and man, you got 7 inches of snow up there. I was wearing short sleeves today. Ed asking about the 200 scale Stevens kit from Trumpeter. That one is probably or possibly looking at January, but I bet you it's going to be February before it actually gets here. They are done and they're on their way to us or whatever, but it's like I said, it's possible that it'll be middle to end of January, but I bet you it's going to be February. Hopefully in time for your birthday. Chris, good to see you tonight. Graybeard is here. Jose, good to see you, buddy. MFD up in Wisconsin. You're up in Jeff's neck of the woods. Good to see you. Jim, a 19 for the low tonight. That you can keep that. I don't want anything to do with that tonight. Let's see. Arnell's asking about Platts models. If anybody's had any experience with Platts models, let him know. Platts is a new brand for us. It's not necessarily a new brand, just a new brand for us. So I've not built any yet. I have looked through some of the boxes. It is, how can I say this? They are very Japanese. That's the only really good way to say it. Like Hasegawa, Fujimi, even Tamiya to some extent, it's got that Japanese model kit look and feel, which is a good thing. They're very, very nice kits, very well engineered. So they've got some really nice subject matter too. So again, new brand for us. We've got a lot of them in the warehouse that we've not even posted on the website yet. So lots of cool stuff. I'm looking forward to dealing with them more in the future because it looks like a really good brand to deal with. So see Mike and Wayne, I feel like I'm saying hey to some of you guys a few times over. So I think we're going to come to the end of the howdies and just give a big hello to everybody. I'll end it with Ron. How are you, buddy? Good to see you tonight. And hello to everybody else. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We've got a good show planned. Got some guests in here with us tonight. And of course, we got our good buddy, Jeff. How are you, my friend? Can't hear you, man.
You know, I was going to say I was doing well, but I am dealing with a cosmic case of the flu. So if suddenly you don't hear me talking and my lips are moving, or if my face turns purple and I keel over, I'm having a coughing fit. So
there you go. So you got your finger on the mute button then.
I do. Yeah, and
Nice.
it's really bad. It's I don't know where I picked. I think I picked it up at our model club meeting on Tuesday. And by Wednesday, I was not feeling so hot. By Thursday, I don't even really remember Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, that's what you get for not giving that model the gold medal.
I know, I know.
You shouldn't have signed the judge's sheet.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we're not touching that one.
No. That's
So,
good. Well,
yeah,
was it a good show at least?
It was. It was a very good show. Yeah. It was a very good show. And we're talking about the Butch O'Hare show down in Chicago. Yeah, they put on a fantastic event. I think they're one of the longest running IPMS shows in the country. I think they've been on like 34 or 35 years or something like that. They've been doing this consecutively.
Right.
I think, yeah, and I think they even managed to like leapfrog the COVID thing. So I don't even think they missed a year in there.
Nice.
When COVID was a thing. So yeah, they run a great show and did really well with the Porsche again. And yeah, other than that, and then just working on projects and
good deal.
Working on 3D stuff because we are now underway with the print room and
it's actually done. We actually have some stuff that's been printed. We're buried right now with orders, as you are very well aware. So after we get dug out of that, and honestly, it may be after Christmas, but the room's ready. The printers are online. I've done some test printing and got a few things done, but the real production will be able to start after we get off of focusing on orders, but it's good.
Right. And then I'll be down in January for the Chattanooga show.
Oh, yeah.
We can kind of polish and fine tweak and
that'll be
the workflow.
That'll be good. That'll be our next show we're going to. We're going to start promoting it pretty heavy. I mean, we try to promote all the shows, but if I don't promote our own local show pretty heavy, then something's wrong with me, right?
Yeah.
So we'll start pushing that pretty good here in the next week or two. you mentioned the Butch O'Hare show was good. I heard back from the guys up in Murfreesboro. They had a good show.
Yep.
So that turned out really well. And then over in where was it? Was it in Raleigh? The KitCon. Remember we had those guys on here a few weeks ago. Heard back from him. He said the show was fantastic. It was their inaugural show, first one, non-IPMS. He just did a contest on his own, and it far is better than he expected. I can't think of what I'm trying to say right now, but he said their contest room was pretty much slap full. So they're definitely going to do it again next year. Some more information on that to come. So
it's good that we're starting to see a resurgence in shows. There was a period of time there not so very long ago when even some of the larger shows where the numbers were down significantly. And now it's, we're starting to see things kind of ramping up again. So I'm hoping it was just a cyclical thing, but
it's, that's cool. We're planning on and hoping on doing a few more shows next year that we didn't go to. Of course, the beginning of the year or the bulk of the shows we go to our show here in Chattanooga.
Right.
We've got the Amps and Figures show in Marietta. We've got the IPMS show called AtlantaCon down there. Just all sorts of stuff down here. So I'm looking forward to what I refer to as show season down here in the Southeast. So
we have the spring offensive and the fall offensive.
Right.
And that's, the spring offensive for us ends pretty much with it ends with kind of like Wonderfest and Amps Nationals.
Yeah.
Those are kind of those are the last of the big shows. And then IPMS National starts the beginning of the fall offensive. And then you get all the shows in September, October, and a few in November.
Well, see, those are the ones that I traditionally we have not gone to as Squadron, and I'm hoping that we can hit a few of those this year. So we'll see. And a lot of them are down here. The Murfreesboro show, for example. I was talking to that guy today, and we told him we'd like to try to be there next year. I mean, it's an hour and a half up the road. I need to be there. Yeah. So but it'll be cool.
And I'm laughing because I'm seeing guys over in the chat saying, it's 40 degrees and we've had 3 inches of snow. Yeah, it's going down below zero tonight, and we got a foot here. So you don't have much sympathy coming out of this guy.
Yeah, just stay down in the basement, Jason.
Yeah, well, that's the plan. So I'm sick anyway. I got the flu, so my wife says you're either upstairs quarantined sleeping, or you're downstairs quarantined not getting anybody else in the house sick.
There you go. Well, hey, so we had turned pre-orders off during the Black Friday sale just because when pre-orders come in, it takes a little bit of extra effort to, the orders don't need to go out to the warehouse because the guys are going to be running around looking for something that doesn't exist. And there's all sorts of internal reasons that we did that. But we just turned them back on, so all the pre-orders are back up, available, and we're starting to add a few new ones. And one of them in particular, I want to mention because, I guess the running joke is we can't get through a Wednesday Night Live without talking about the Dora, right? And by the way, that one Dora that was available last week, it was gone about 5 minutes after that video posted. So
gone.
That was all. And the cool thing, and I'm not going to say who bought it because, he might be sitting there watching with his wife and maybe his wife doesn't know he bought a Dora. You never know, right? But I will say that he's one of our Wednesday night regulars. He's a member of the Eagle Club. So I was like, yeah, there you go. I was glad to see.
The Lancaster went almost.
Oh, yeah, the Lancaster. So there was a lot of cool stuff. I hated that we only had one of some of those things. But I'm like, that's the definition of a true doorbuster. You go back several years ago when you had to go to Walmart or Best Buy and be in line at midnight, so at 12:01, they opened the door and they got like 3 of them sitting there. It's a little bit crazy, but it was fun. And I hope everybody enjoyed that. The wife and the kids loved doing the video that we made, which the only bad thing about that video is that after Black Friday's over, we have to take the video down because I can't promote those prices all year long.
Right.
So I told him, maybe we need to make just a general Squadron commercial that we can post and leave up. So because the kids enjoyed that, it was a lot of fun. But the Dora, this is not the Dora, but it's the same company that makes the Dora. It's the same scale. it's painted with the same colors as the Dora, and to me, it looks like a miniature version of the Dora. So I like to call this Mini Me. And this is the M1 super heavy howitzer that the Germans had.
Yep.
And if you look at the pictures of it built up, you can see what I mean. It's very, very similar. You get the idea. It's got the look and the feel of the Dora.
Right.
But this thing is drastically less expensive and much easier to find some shelf space for. I think we're pre-selling these, and it's not brand new. They have had this before,
Right.
but just like their Dora, they only do a production run of these once every 5 or 10 years. And
right.
I don't know when the last production run was. And when they do make them, they literally only make a few hundred worldwide. And we've got some coming in. The gun barrel on this, by the way, this is how long it is. So it's, like I said, it's a lot easier to manage than a full-size Dora kit. But we're pre-selling these for $119.99.
Good price.
And they are supposed to be here in January, probably be February, kind of like the Stevens kit. But yeah, we just posted these up to the website. Very cool. So if you like these humongous, crazy German things, I think in real life, if I remember correctly, I think they built like 8 of these things for real. So it was, it was a real thing, but it's huge. Very, very cool kit and not available very often. So
I'm glad to see that they're coming out with, dare I say, obscure, but they're coming out with more eclectic and obscure subject matters, because everything else that was mainstream has been covered to death. Tigers and panthers and lions and bears. Oh my! But it's like you said, 8 of these actually existed, and I believe it's the only time I've ever seen that in kit form.
Oh yeah. So I think they did one in 144 scale many years ago, but I mean that's tiny. This 35th scale, and it's a nice size.
Good.
So it'll be cool, but lots of cool stuff coming in 26, and we'll just see how it goes.
So you guys have been straight out. You got everybody there.
We called in some backups, and
got the cleaning lady pulling orders, and got the handyman pulling orders. And
we even had the paint lady packing orders. Crystal was up there the other day, and but no, we got a handful of people that I guess you would say they're on call.
Yeah,
we call them if we need extra help, and they're usually there. So, everybody's on call this week for sure. So but it's going good, and we'll get caught up here shortly. But there's a lot of new stuff that's come in that we just don't have time to get opened, like all the new Fujimi and Hasegawa stuff that I've been talking about. It's here. We just got to get it processed. We got the new modeling magazines. They're all here. I just got to get them put up on the website, but we'll get it. We'll get there. It's good. This is funny. It says he ordered a bunch of hot sauce for the first time. Good. We put the B29 hot sauce on sale just to do something. I don't know. I thought it was a little funny. Yeah, we're about out of it now. So everybody's going to get to try some of the real heat.
Yeah, the nuclear option.
Oh yeah. Well, our guests for tonight, Jeff, these guys have become my friends, but they have been your friends for a long time. So why don't you tell us who we're about to be talking to for the next little bit?
Yeah, a very long time. So if you're in this hobby, dare I say, in a hardcore way, shape, or form, chances are you listen to one of the modeling podcasts. And these guys came around. They're in their 3rd season. The Modeling Insanity podcast is a spinoff of a podcast that I originally started with Mike Sacklin and Rob Riviezzo, and then when the stresses of scale colors and SC3D kind of took over, I just didn't have the time to dedicate to it. So they spun off, and it has become, in my opinion, I think they're one of the largest of the scale modeling podcasts, but they do things a little differently. And I liken it jokingly and lovingly. I mean, every one of these guys are on my top 10 list of friends, and I'd do anything for any one of them. But they're kind of like, they have a persona, and the Modeling Insanity podcast is not for the faint of heart. It's definitely not, buttermilk or anything like that. These guys call it like they see it, and they mean what they say what they mean, and they don't mince words. And I kind of find it refreshing. So with that, we'll bring in the boys. We have Frank Donati, Justin Ryan, Rob Adams, Steve Santucci, who is en route. He's not quite here yet. He's running delayed. And of course, the host of the show and the co-founder, Rob Riviezo. There's Rob and Frank and Justin. And Justin's microphone is muted.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good to be here. Glad to be here, Brandon. You too, Hefe.
Hey. So yeah, Rob, you and I go back. This whole thing started with a crazy threesome of relatively insane modelers, and myself and you and Mike Sacklin, and it has now kind of morphed into this much larger. You've branded it, if that's a probably a good term for it. So kind of give us the short condensed version of how this all kind of came about and how you guys kind of jumped into it all.
Well, you gave the background. We originated as the Miscreants, which was a nice, fun time. It was yourself, like you said, Mike Sacklin, me. We brought Steve Santucci on after a few episodes. He came in, kind of played the straight guy, kind of still is a straight guy, but we had a lot of fun. Like you said, Jeff got stressed out, kind of left. We tried to do it a little bit, but it was time for me to break apart from that. So I decided to leave. I created the Insanity. I had my own page, Rob Riv's Modeling Insanity. It was a no-brainer. That's how we branded it, Modeling Insanity. That day I brought Rob Adams on. I said, Rob, this is the deal. This is what we're doing. We got to start this today. And we did. And that was probably back in some May of 2023. Mm-hmm. And it was probably the best decision that I made. I think the guys here made. And Justin came on board right away. Rob Adams wasn't on the first episode. He was too cheap to buy a mic right away. So he wasn't on, but it was myself, Santucci, and Justin for episode 1. And then episode 2, Rob Adams finally joined. And after about a year, we felt like we needed to round out the group. And it was a no-brainer getting Frankie Donati on. He's my executive producer. Frankie's great. I love him. And, Frankie's been on, and the show's great. And the group is great. It's not just a podcast. It's also a group. We're a pretty big group. A lot of guys involved. The podcast is just one part of that group. And like you said, we branded it. So I started a quarter scale podcast with 2 other really well-known modelers, Luke Pitt and Stan Spooner. We do the Quarter Scale Madness podcast, which is more of a much more lighthearted than the Insanity. The Insanity is just that insane.
Yeah.
But that focuses on quarter scale models. And then we recently started a car podcast, the Model Car Mania podcast that Justin is on, with Brian Gugamos and Mike Outlaw and Jason Hanscom and Jody Doyle. And they focus primarily on cars, and it's doing really well. So yeah. And then we have Modeling Insanity TV, which we try to do as well. But it is a lot. It's a lot going on, but we have a great bunch of guys. We have a lot of fun. Podcast is doing better than ever, and it's awesome.
Well, I know that you guys have invited me on several times, both in and off of the official Squadron capacity. And speaking of which, we're going to add him right in real quick. There is the last but not least 5th member of the podcast, Steve Santucci.
Hey, how are you, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, Brandon?
The infamous Tooch.
So I've been on your show a few times, and I know you've interviewed Brandon at AMPS Nationals.
We did, yes.
And so I figured, in light of what we have coming up on Sunday, which we'll get into shortly, I thought it was nice to introduce the Squadron family to the Insanity family.
Right.
So there's an interesting dichotomy here, because although I'm in the Midwest, I'm actually a New Yorker. So Riv and I immediately, we hit it off, but kind of
Yeah.
like this. And then Steve Santucci, when I first met Steve, he said, "Oh, you lived in New Jersey?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Where'd you live?" I said, "Rockaway." He goes, "Oh, I live in Rockaway." "Where in Rockaway did you live?" "White Meadow Lake." "Where in White Meadow Lake?" So it turns out that for more than a decade, he and I lived less than an eighth of a mile apart from each other, and we never knew that either of us were modelers. And then we find this out long after I've moved to the Midwest. And we have Rob Adams and Frank Donati up in the Great White North in Canada. And Justin, you're in the Baltimore area, correct?
Wrong. No, I actually did want to break in, but I figured I'd let you finish. Your proximity to Tooch without knowing it. Brandon, when you were doing your hellos and salutations, you mentioned Ken from Philly.
Okay.
I am in Montgomery County, not too far outside of Philly. So, Ken, what up?
There you go.
hit Justin up. You guys are neighbors.
It's a small world,
It really is.
The modeling community makes it small, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, we've talked about, all of the things that we've done and how things have kind of migrated and transitioned and whatnot. So, and Steve, we kind of caught up on the whole origin story, if you will, of where how this all kind of transpired. But you guys are pretty well known within the modeling community as some of the very best. I know that, Rob has, won awards at all the major shows, and Rob Adams has won awards at all the major shows, as has Frank and Justin and Tooch. Let's take a quick look at some of the work that you guys actually do. I prepared a quick slideshow, and let's just talk about when your work comes up. Just kind of tell us what we're looking at.
Oh wow, yeah, I got here in time. So
Just in time.
Yeah,
We've been stalling, Tooch. We've been stalling, waiting for you.
Sorry. We got 3 different scales going on here. So the big one is the one, actually it's the smallest of them, is the 1/72nd scale, the FT-17s Flyhawks, which, by the way, that I bought from Squadron.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, and the figures, the majority of the figures they're all Germania figs, and the ones walking and the camera crew, they're 3D print. They're pretty good for 72nd scale. So that's what I got there. And that little piece on the front is actually the U.S. Army's Tank Corps device. So that would be the pin they would wear. Top right is War Dogs. That's a 35th scale vignette. So that's D-Day miniature Belgian figures with the dog pulling the cart, but I modified the cart based upon postcards I actually have from World War I. And then the bottom is that's it's a 75 millimeter, an American militiaman in like chestnut brown clothing. And for those who don't know, I actually do Rev War reenacting. I've been doing it for 25 years, and I'm a bit of a noted historian and documentary. So if you want to see me in the most recent Ken Burns series, hour number starting hour number 2, like in 1 hour 4 minute, when I do the scene of the boat rowing up a body of water, I'm in the one in white at the bottom of that boat rowing. That was actually filmed in the Delaware.
You reenact Washington's crossing of the Delaware every year.
Yeah. Yep.
So you actually are out there in period costume, freezing your tail off, paddling across the river in a leaky wooden boat.
2 feet of
yeah,
water.
that boat takes on about 200 gallons if we're not careful.
Now, Jeff, hold on though. You said that he dresses up in a costume. I know a couple of reenactors. Tooch, it's not a costume. Isn't there a correct word that you guys use?
It's clothing. I mean, that's what it is. It's
period clothing.
It's authentic clothes. We had a buddy, and we asked him about his costumes, and he quickly corrected me that these are not costumes.
Yeah.
I know better than to correct Jeff.
There you go.
Not a robot.
Hey, your FT-17s, those Flyhawk kits, don't those come 2 per pack?
Yeah.
Or am
There's
I?
2. No, there's 2. Hey,
Okay.
they're a great bang for your buck. And let me tell you, the assembly on the sponsons are phenomenal. And I know Frank has built a variance of them as well. They are, for 1/72nd scale, they are some of the best 72nd scale tanks I've ever put together. From Flyhawk.
Agree, 100%.
Now, your spoked wheel up there in the top right in your little vignette, is that a what is that? 3D print, photo etch? That looks pretty awesome. What is it?
That is actually a 1/32nd scale hand wired wheel.
Oh
And
wow!
no, I did not pay $100 for them. I got them off of a site for $25. You know, one of those like flea market sites, and it's rubber too. But I painted it to the proper colors of the period. Yeah, but it's great is that you can now find very reasonably priced, accurately scaled spoked wheels now, which is great. But yeah, those are $100 wheels. They
look great.
Yeah.
So very cool. Well, thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Number 2.
Oh, that's me. Well, for those who know me, I'm predominantly an armored fighting vehicle modeler. Scale is unimportant. I do like to give love to maligned kits, or the ones that are a little older, a little more of a challenge, a little less loved, to just work the skill. But these ones here at the top kit is it's an ISU 2. If I remember correctly, I think I built that over a weekend. That was 1/48 scale. Love Russian stuff. Wanted it to look nice and well loved and well lived in. So to me, a kit, fantastic build, right? Drops together. In the bottom on the left is a Hobby Boss KV1 small turret. Best 48 scale KV kits, absolutely fantastic. Love them. Again, just added a bit of extra bits, value gear stowage, tarps. Great kit to build. And then picked up the bottom right one, which is a AFV Club SDKF 11. It's a 3-ton half track, or as I call it, Hitler's pickup. That was a fantastic kit. It's full of value gear and some old Verlinden stowage. Wonderful build, and just one of those ones you don't see built very often. So it was a real joy to get it and build it right out of the box. But I'll build anything, that I can get my hands on. But predominantly this stuff. So.
Yeah, you say you don't care about scale. Do you end up building in one scale more often than others?
Not really. I think I'm pretty even. I'd like to do more 48. I just find there's less subjects in 48 than in 35th or 72nd. I do find, like, I've been going hard on 72nd scale. I got a whole bunch of old ICM Katyushas from like the 90s. And Riv used to shake his head every time he watched me build one. But I think I built about 5 or 6 in a row, like man possessed. And
glutton for punishment is.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but you know what? I mean, even these old ones, right? I figure you can make something old that might be a bit rough look good. It's just exercising those skills, right? Getting better at your craft. So
yep, absolutely. Thanks, Frank.
These look great.
Yeah, Frank does a good job.
I love how he said he built that one in a weekend.
Yeah,
he does. It's
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, I couldn't make it look that good over a month, but whatever.
Hours.
All right, so this is my stuff. The top one there is my most recently completed build. That's a 32 Ford 3-window coupe. The only things I think in that are from the Revell kit are the radiator and drill shell, and maybe the fuel cell in the back. I think that's about it. The body is a chopped body from Drag City Castings. Wheel, engine, and chassis are all from Iceman Collections. I just wanted to build a low slung old ass hot rod.
Yep.
You remind me of the real car guys that have the 69 Mustangs, but every part came out of the catalog.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You know?
In this particular instance, yes. I actually started chopping the body that came out of the out of the kit, but there was a super huge deal at Drag City Customs or Classics or Castings or whatever it's called. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to save this body for another time.
Right.
So
Yeah.
You might have said this, but is that a 25th scale or 24?
It is 25. Correct.
Yeah.
It's the base kit was the Revell 3-window coupe.
Okay.
So next to that in the vertical fashion, yes, that is one of the Rhino guards from Robin Hood, Disney's Robin Hood.
Yeah, I love this.
When I saw this at ZolaCon, which is for anybody who doesn't know, ZolaCon here in southeastern Pennsylvania is a vintage toy show, and there's lots of 3D printers that do action figure type things. And Borderland Horde, I believe, is the creator of this. They had that sitting out on their table, and I was going and just looking at what everything. I was like, nope, this one's coming home with me. I immediately saw it as that in gray 3D printed plastic. There was no other way to do it.
What scale is this, or about how tall is that?
If that was on what they call action figures, it would probably be about 8 or 9 inches tall. So the action figure world is not like the figure modeling world where they don't do it to the scale.
I mean, were they selling that like to be a replacement head for something?
Sort of.
Okay.
It's a little bit bigger than the other heads that they have, but they wanted to do it.
Right.
So they did it.
Mean, when you say action figure, are we talking about like 12-inch GI Joes?
You know what? I actually have.
I think it's really cool. So I'm trying to wrap my head around how
absolutely.
big this is.
So here is, I don't know if you want to swap me up, make me bigger. That is about the size of these action figures.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So about cool. 1/8 scale.
Yeah, I would say probably about 1/8. Yeah.
Somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, exactly. And cool. When they said that was, they actually did that as a standalone just to see what they could do, what they come up with. Maybe at the next show they'd have it set for their figures. Nice. But like I said, as a bust, it was amazing to paint. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like textures, and it was just awesome.
It looks like Jeff when he's angry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the frown is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Your nose horn isn't as prominent though.
No.
We just need to get you one of those pink hoodies.
Nah.
Pink hoodie.
I was actually going to jump in and say, I think I saw her protesting this weekend.
Oh Lord.
So.
Oh Lord.
Oh goodness.
And finally, in the lower left there, that is a P-47. Obviously, the bubble top from Tamiya. That was actually my first build while out sick with COVID. I spent several months on the couch on oxygen in 21, and I built that, shaky hands and everything. And you can actually see right in the oh my God, my brain's not working today, guys. Sorry. The cowling, you can see how that little pennant that comes off of it isn't quite lined up. So I snagged a couple of figures from a monogram kit. I don't remember what they are, but I actually called this piece "No Crew Chief Whatever." The guy down on the ground, one of the guys on the ground is admonishing the crew chief for putting the decals on wrong.
That's cool.
I had to call it out. You know what I mean? Because at the time I was doing that, a big thing that was going around the forums and the Facebook pages and everything was "No crew chief whatever." They would never let it get that dirty. They would never let your decals be wrong. So I called it out. I got the guy pointing to my error. But it was a fun build, bare metal finish on that. Yeah, it's just fun.
So when you enter this model into a contest, do you write that out on the judges sheet? Because
sort of, yeah.
Because the first thing the judges are going to do is that's not lined up right.
Right. Yeah. Well, I actually have a nameplate that I made up that says "No crew chief whatever." That's actually cool. Right there next to the figures when you get the wider shot of it.
Then you have to hope you're just smart enough to put 2 and 2 together and actually figure it out.
Exactly.
Because I was looking at it going, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Right.
Well, yeah. You can see that's cool how he's got the figure pointing right at it.
Yep.
Neat. Yep. That's just a just another interesting way of presenting a model that has something wrong with it.
Yeah, I made the mistake of laying out the decals according to the drawings in the decal sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went and put the cowl on, they didn't line up.
Yeah.
No, this is perfect what you did with it. That is very cool, and it turns a something that could have been bad into something that I think is awesome. I mean, that's
Bob Ross used to call it happy accents.
Thing. There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Fantastic. Thanks, Justin.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you.
My only 3 painted models I've done in a while now.
Well, that's why I put him here, because you are Rob is famous for doing what we call naked models, meaning he builds everything to the point of just about ready to put primer on, and then he puts them away because he doesn't like painting. So okay. So tell us, how many models do you have unpainted in your closet, built in the plastic shoe boxes?
Well over 100 more.
Wow.
I have. Well, I mean, I just added another one. I just finished the Riffield Striker for the magazine that had to be done today.
Yeah.
That so I mean, remember, I'm building every month for a full article in Military Model Craft every month.
Yep.
So that's where a lot of those on the bench models are. Even that the top right model is the Bronco Panzer 3A. And that was a 2-part article for Military Model Craft. It was the full build, which was about 8 pages. And then the paint job was like another 7 or 8 pages, like consecutive magazines. So that's an awesome kit. It was totally redone. That model's great. But if anybody knows the Bronco kit, there's issues with the wheels and other things. But obviously you can't see all the work done because it's painted. But if it wasn't painted, you would notice all the detail and work that was done to make that kit better.
We'll just take your word for it. Right?
The stug on the bottom was, believe it or not, that was like one of the last models I painted prior to like that Panzer 3. Well, I think I painted a couple of things in between, but that's the Dragon kit. That actually won Best German Subject at an AMPS Nationals. I forget which one it was.
Oh, nice.
Back in the early 2020s. And that's a Trumpeter KV2. Again, it's all Aber fenders, workable toolboxes. That's why the toolbox is open, showing the tools. Because why would you do a photo etch if you're not going to at least bang it up or show it workable, right? So, and that's Trumpeter KVs for $20. The red box Trumpeter kits is still, in my opinion, still the best KVs, right, Frankie? Still
Absolutely.
the best KVs on the market for $25.
Yep.
I got a great canvas.
I got 5 of them over there.
Yeah, I have everyone made still.
Rob, you say that the toolboxes are workable, so you can open and close them?
Yeah, they open and close everything.
Oh, that's cool.
If Jeff's got a lot of the models I sent all like not painted, that shows all the workable. I do everything, anything that I make photo etch wise. I have a video on YouTube of making like workable hinges and stuff. So all mud guards and doors and boxes are all gonna have workable hinges to show everything to be workable.
All right. Well, here comes a stupid question, but I'm asking this because we got 160 something people watching, so surely I'm not the only guy wondering this same question, and maybe I am. Maybe this is just for me. So it's workable photo etch.
Yeah.
As you're opening and closing, does that not cause the photo etch to get weak and crack, or is it an actual hinge? How does this work? This is interesting.
Yeah. Actual hinge. Obviously it's photo etch, so the hinges begin flat.
Okay.
What you do is you use tape and you put the hinges down, and then what you do is you fold and roll around the right diameter type of wire.
Okay.
And what it does is it creates the pivot point within the hinge, and then you solder the hinges itself to the parts, either to the bottom part of the box, and like this is a SU-76R that I had built. Again, this is what it would look like prior to paint with all the banged up photo etch fenders. That's like a T70 toolbox. That's totally workable. That will open and close. And the fuel box on the fuel tank on the back is also scratch built. So this is the kind of stuff that I do, the well beating and stuff like that, trying to just show battle damage. You can only really do that with photo etch.
Right.
People who know me as a model and know that I'm a big advocate of traditional, modeling in a lot of ways. Not saying that I don't use 3D print. I still try to advocate obviously I use a 3D print because those are 3D printed tracks, but I do advocate for, old school photo etch, old school scratch building, enhancing the model, using some old school techniques, chef paint things like that, Tony Greenland, to
Well,
do a lot of the stuff.
you said the word soldering, so enough
Yes,
said. That is definitely an old school that not very many people that I know still do the soldering. But that's awesome.
Yeah, I get a lot of requests to do some more soldering videos. It's hard. There's not a lot of time in the day. There's just so much going on between the podcasts, the magazines, and the group, and work, and family, and things like that. That to be able to edit videos is not really easy right now. But
hey, Riv, in the chat, we got a guy named Ransom. He wants to know if you've gotten to the point where you're making the latches work.
I can latches. Well, the latches.
You can actually latch and unlatch your toolboxes because you don't want your tanks to lose their
Well,
tools.
I mean, matter of fact, on those, nothing on this screen. You know what? There's I don't know if I sent Jeff any pictures of any models that have workable latches, but yes, they will work too, depending on what it is. But yeah, and it just makes the models better. It just makes it your own. It just makes it just gives a little more a little finesse to the model.
Well, I love it, and I can see where that would be even a bigger deal in like a 1/16 scale.
Oh yeah,
it's a very, very cool idea. So
yeah, no,
excellent
definitely.
job.
Yeah.
Rob does his soldering seminars at AMPS Nationals every year, and it's always a full house.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have some more demos. And the interesting thing, and then I'm gonna Rob Adams is waiting, but that Stug, after we were returning back from AMPS Nationals, we got rear-ended on the New York the New Jersey Turnpike, getting on the outer bridge going into Staten Island by a car going like 50 miles an hour. That model exploded in the bin.
Oh gosh.
So I had, a matter of fact, the pictures of this model is it recreated. This was taken a couple of years after the show. So this is the model rebuilt. That model was destroyed in a car accident. Like it literally, it just catapulted off of its base and just like probably hit every side of the bin. The paint didn't get ruined, but the parts the MG shield broke off, the hatches broke off, the stowage was everywhere, the barrel broke, the wheels broke, the suspension broke, the tracks broke. I had to re-put everything back together. I came home from Nationals. It took us 8 hours to get home. We got home. My wife's like, "How was your show?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was good. I got to go downstairs and fix my model." I stayed in my model room for 3 hours fixing the model to put it away. I couldn't go to bed with the model destroyed like that.
And this picture is after you fixed it?
After it was fixed.
Well, it looks wonderful again, so that's good.
Yeah, so thanks.
Yeah, you got some guys in the chat talking about your soldering technique. So you guys will have to hook up with Rob on the Insanity podcast. And like Jeff said, he does his seminar at the AMPS Nationals. So you'll have to get up with him sometime and get some tips and tricks, because it sounds like this might be a technique that some guys are wanting some more information on.
I appreciate Insanity TV YouTube channel. There are some older videos and some newer videos on there, especially the hinge making is a newer one. It's doing really well on there. You can check it out. You can see how I do it. And there's other types of soldering, doing photo etch, tool clamps, and things like that are on there as well. Definitely makes the models better.
Cool. Definitely. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thanks, you,
Rob. And last but not least, Mr. Rob Adams.
All right. So
Rob got 4 because he sent me smaller photos.
I sent you smaller photos. Okay, so the top one is the Mang Mark 5, sorry, full interior kit. It's actually been on this show once before. I showed it, and I made it so that it all comes apart, so you can see the complete inside of it, and then all the different layers. Most of it is friction fit, which is a testament to the quality of the kit. And then the outer plate to the inner plate is held together with magnets. Jeff got to see this kit in person at the Nationals.
And the photo doesn't do it justice. It's a spectacular model.
And then to the right of that is Freddy Krueger, which was a 3D printed, I don't know, he's about 9th scale, I guess. And so he was pretty cool. It was kind of interesting trying to make that light look like it was lit I stole that from the old Mars Attacks figure set.
Is that the
Mobius kit?
helmet?
No, that late standard actually comes with it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then I was trying to make a skipping rope to come out of his hand. It didn't quite work. I abandoned that at the end. And then there's also lights inside the thing that he's standing on, so it looks like it's the fiery depths of hell inside.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is pretty fun. Bottom left is with the bottom left is the Ryefield Models 148 scale MRAP, which is pretty much a complete miniaturized version of the 35th scale kit. It's not an easy kit. Riv was the one that discovered it, and then I created a big storm with it. But anyways,
you did that at my nationals.
Which one?
Wasn't that the one where you found one kit?
Right, and you kept taking pictures. Everybody was taking pictures.
Everybody was. Look what I found for $20.
That's right. Yeah,
and we were handing the kit off like it was one kit that got like 20 photos sent to Riv.
Right,
so everybody had one of these for $20, and Riv was losing his mind.
Yeah,
it was.
That birthed the group build.
That birthed the group build.
Rob, how much of that is excuse me, is out of box? It looks like you got a lot going on there with the interior and the engine and everything.
That's all out of box. The only thing that you can't see in there is our buddy Kev Green actually 3D designed and 3D printed the radio set.
Okay,
they don't make it for the quarter scale, yeah.
And but other than that whole kit is straight out of the box.
It's a great kit. It really is. I found
that cool kit.
I always wanted to build it because I'm a quarter scale guy, and I found that I knew they had it. I bought it and I showed Rob Adams, like, look at this, and I did it for the magazine, right? I did the article for the magazine, and then Rob Adams like, that's awesome, I'm getting it. I'm like, no, you're not. And he's like, I'm doing it. And then everybody else bought it. And then it was out of stock everywhere. I think it was even out of stock at Squadron, wasn't it? It was out of stock everywhere for a while there.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I think we ended up selling a few of them for Ryefield.
Yeah, so but it's a great kit. And you did a great job on it, Robert.
And then those two, the last two are the Meng 1/9 scale motorbikes. If you are into decaling, those are the kits for you, because there's hundreds of them on there. Even the one that's in the front there, the HP4, the wheels are carbon fiber. It's 27 decals per wheel, and you have to make them wrap around corkscrewed spokes and all kinds of stuff. Wow. That model took me 3 months of like working hard at it.
And I laugh when I hear the guys complaining about decals on the wings of their airplanes, you know. And the motorcycle guys are just over there laughing because they're doing 30-piece decals on compound curved surfaces. And
same as the one behind it is the Kawasaki Ninja H2R, which the whole front cowling inside and out is also wrapped in carbon fiber.
Yeah,
it's just, but I'll tell you one thing, Meng, I don't know who does their decals, but they are the best that I've ever used for that kind of stuff. They just work. And so, but those kits aren't cheap either. But, you know, I never felt ripped off at all when I finished them. When you get 3 months worth of work, solid work out of $150, I think that's good.
Oh yeah, that's
bang for the buck. Bang for the buck.
They look awesome.
Value.
Yeah, they are awesome. And both of those have taken lots of awards at shows. So
yeah, but there wasn't a lot of people at those shows, though. It was like, what? 3 people
in one category. There was enough people to give them awards.
Everybody gets a medal.
We got to break chops a little bit here, you know?
I'd give you an award for that, Rob. It looks good.
There you go.
Rob does good stuff, and you can see he's not a one-hit wonder. He's able to do it, not only a World War I tank, but he's doing motorcycles and figures. He does a great job, man. And you struggled with that Freddy Krueger because you couldn't get for some reason there was some weird film on that 3D print where the shininess kept coming out.
Yeah, it's not a film. I think it's just the layers just caught the light just right.
Yeah.
And it took probably 8 different kinds of flat coat before I finally got it flat. It wasn't actually flat in that picture. It was when I was at BJ's when I took it to the Nationals that he finally was like, why don't you just use Vallejo? Like, it's the best. And I'm like, Vallejo clear sucks. And then he's like, just spray it. I did, and it went flat. And I was like, okay, you're right.
So, you're right. I'm wrong. Learn
whatever works
every day.
Yeah.
Well, that's some good stuff, guys. Thank you for sharing that with us. It's always fun see what everybody's into. Have our let's see, what do we call that? A miniature show and tell, Jeff?
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
Well, you know, and it's kind of nice because at the end of the day, you know, we could have sat here talking for an hour like we have, and then the question is, well, I don't know what these guys do.
Yeah.
Who are they? What do they build? You know, so by doing that, it kind of the bond that ties, or the ties
Right.
that bond.
If they're
or
so
whatever.
famous, why haven't I heard of them?
Exactly.
So, hey, I do have to say this. Justin wins my favorite hat of the night award.
Is that the Squadron hat?
Yeah, you gotta love
nice.
that. Well, Jeff, you're talking about you know, these guys are, you know, they got their online persona. They do.
Yep.
They got their personal life. They're great guys. They're awesome model builders, but they also like giving back. And this will
Absolutely.
segue us into what Rob's got to talk about. Rob, you want to share with us the charity that's going on, and we'll talk about a little bit of that.
Yeah. So with the help of Jeff Hearn, we are doing a online charity auction this upcoming Sunday on the Modeling Insanity TV. It's going to go from 3 o'clock to about 9 o'clock, depending on how fast we do it. It looks like we're going to have just over 100 or so items to auction off, lots of kits, varying types of kits, various types of worth of the kits. Like for some kits are not that expensive, some are. We're going to auction them off at a very reasonable price. And the whole idea is to get people to bid on them to generate money. The charities help heal veterans. And it's here. There's the website right there.
Help Heal Veterans.
Help Heal Veterans. It's a great charity. This is also the charity that IPMS Nationals in Wisconsin used as their base charity. That's why we're going to do it as well, because this charity caters to veterans using craft and modeling to help heal, you know, whatever ailments they might have, PTSD, and you know, what even physical ailments, right?
Yeah. They have 3 actual HHV centers located throughout the country. And then they are involved with more than 100 different VA centers around the country. And they do everything kind of falls under the umbrella of craft kits in the sense of their mission. Because a lot of guys and girls and gals that are in this program and that are dealing with these disabilities and or issues, modeling is not always their primary go-to. Some of them, you know, it's oil painting, or some of them it's making birdhouses or
Right.
Leather working. Or so this specific charity, which is led by Captain Joe McLean. He's a retired U.S. Navy captain, wonderful guy. We reached out to him when we were looking for our charity of choice for the national convention. And they were such an amazing organization because everything that they do goes straight back into the veterans programs.
Right.
So they have a fantastic, and you can see some of the testimonial and some of the letters that have been sent in that they publish. They do everything. They do woodworking kits. They do leather working kits. They do plastic model kits. So we have kind of formed a partnership with them to allow them to, you know, raising funds for them brings money into the other programs where they may be lacking.
Right.
And then anything that is donated, obviously 100% of it, all of it goes to the charity, whether we auction it or not. If we auction it, whatever we get for the sale of the auction goes to the charity.
Right.
If we don't auction it, then that particular model kit and or product goes to the charity, which they then in turn send out to the different VA hospitals and their 3 working centers to help support their veterans programs.
Right. That's why this is so perfect for us and to do what we're doing with the modeling community as a charity, because whatever doesn't go auction off, and things aren't going to auction off, and if they don't, the actual kit or product, like Jeff said, will get donated directly to them.
Yep.
Squadron was generous enough to donate some kits as well for the auction, and as well as some other places, and it's going to be great.
For this, you can mention them.
No,
no. By all means, feel free to mention.
Well, I mean, we
the
got
other donors.
Well, Squadron, Andy's Hobby Headquarters. We have Value Gear, Matters of Scale, Duke's Models, MCG. What is it? Resins,
VCG resins,
and then there's the other one. What's the other one? No,
Iceman.
Iceman Collections,
and then there's another one. What's it? The M. What's the other one that's the sponsor for Model Carmania?
Oh, what the heck is it? Yeah.
I have
Jeff,
it.
Justin, you should know this if it's.
I know. I know what you know.
You're only the host of the.
You're only
my,
the host.
My brain has not been working tonight.
Right. So there's some really great donations, and also a lot of people. I had some people send me 10, 15 kits. I had people send me
MCV products.
And there you go.
There you go.
And I had people send 1 or 2, which is great. I have about 15 of my own, 10 to 15 of my own kits. So we're gonna have well over 100 models and kits to do for auction. Like I said, we might do some bundles, and we're gonna see how it goes. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be hopefully people watching here can join. Again, it's on Modeling Insanity TV on YouTube on this Sunday, December 7th, beginning at 3:00. And we're going to go until it's over, but I think it should end by like 9:00. The only thing is if you do win the auction and you do win an auction award, you win an auction prize, I should say, you will have to pay for the shipping because we'll figure all that out. Just like with the 48 and 48 that the other podcasts do, like James Skiffins and the Posse, they do the 48 and 48, which is like a global type auction, but it's more for like a British charity. And
Models for Heroes,
48 and 48. What they do is it usually takes a little bit of time before the models can get sent out because we have to figure out, shipping and logistics and how we're going to get everything to everybody. So there will be a little bit of a few week delay. Probably the models will be shipped and products will be shipped probably just after the new year. Once we figure out the shipping and who won the bid and getting the money to us and then us getting the money to the charity and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time.
Okay. So on YouTube, if you want to be a part of this, Modeling Insanity TV, search it on YouTube. You can subscribe to their channel and check that out this coming Sunday, the 7th.
December 7th, right.
We should be able to remember that.
Yeah. It's gonna be
maybe we'll get Brandon to do a guest appearance and pop.
Brandon as well. I would love Brandon if you want to come on, have a couple of laughs. And again, the Insanity is very lighthearted. We try to keep things very locker room, very friendly, and and like I said,
locker room and friendly.
Friendly. But the thing is Santucci, thankfully, is busy on Sunday, so he won't be there, which is gonna definitely make the participation higher. Are you able to come, Tooch?
What day is it? The 7th?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
I think I'm around.
All right, let's make it sure.
Yeah, you don't cross the Delaware till next Sunday, right?
Right, the 14th, and then again on the 25th.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time. I'm looking forward
multiple crossings.
Well, good. Well, I hope that it is a huge success. It's a great thing you guys are doing.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for having us on. We really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. So, no, this has been great. I appreciate it, guys. If anybody's interested in hooking up with these guys, again, it's the Modeling Insanity TV. You've got a website, too. How do these guys get hooked up with your podcast? What's your website?
Well, I mean, on Facebook, Modeling Insanity Podcast. And then, like I said, Quarter Scale Manners Podcast, Model Carmania. But the Modeling Insanity Podcast is the primary podcast. And again, Modeling Insanity TV on YouTube. You can hear us on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, all the podcast hosting companies. Okay. And again, it's R-rated. We are blunt. It's not for kids.
Not recommended for children.
It's not
Yeah,
kid
no, it's
friendly.
not kid friendly.
Definitely
so
not kid friendly.
Jeff, you can't listen.
Right. But it's a lot of fun and
not children at heart.
And we definitely appreciate all the support that we've gotten as a group. And it's just keep on modeling and enjoy every time you're at the model bench.
Now, one more question before we get out of here. Everybody can hook up with you on the podcast and the YouTube and the Facebook and all that fun stuff. But we can also check you guys out in person at some of the model shows this coming year. I know that you guys are at the AMPS Nationals and the IPMS Nationals. Are there any other shows that you'd like to mention where people can perhaps shake hands with you and say hello?
Justin?
Well, if you're north of the 49th up in Canada, myself and Rob Adams are usually at Heritage Con, which is in March, which is basically the Canadian Nationals. So up in Hamilton, Ontario, Heritage Con in March. If you're up, come say hi. We'll be there.
We'll be there.
MFCA over in Philadelphia.
So I'm in the club, the MFCA club, which is the Miniature Figure Collectors of America club. One of the oldest figure clubs in America. I believe we're like 82 years old now. Our national show is the weekend after AmpSnats, which is April 25th, the weekend of April 25th, I believe. So I will be at that. They have called me the voice of the MFCA, so they put me in charge of all the announcements and everything like that. So I'll be at the club table with a microphone.
We'll be there.
You're not the face of MFCA. You're okay.
Yeah, well, look, I've got the face for radio and the voice for the written word. So
you and me both.
We're gonna have the podcast table up at MFCA as well as AMPS Nationals. So
and I do plan on, at least for now, got some stuff going on in the life, might change things, but Mosquito Con, I know Rob usually comes down for it. I'll probably make an appearance.
Will be there.
In South Central Pennsylvania in September. I typically go out to PennCon, which is another fun, 1-day show. I try to keep it close, keep it local, and then
Replicon here for Long Island, which is the Long Island IPMS show. You go one up to the plastic up in Massachusetts.
I did do the classic plastic show this year.
ArmorCon in Connecticut's another one that we go to, and that's pretty much it. RPMS Nationals is in Indiana again. I think Tooch is planning to also go there for that, but I'm not going to be there.
Wow, big roller.
Well, good. Well, lots of opportunities to meet you guys in person, and if you can't meet them in person, you got lots of opportunities each week and each month to hear them online. So that is great. Yeah. This has been great, guys. I appreciate it. What else you got?
When is your next episode dropping, Rob?
Episode 40 has been recorded. It's over a week and a half close, but there's been a lot of things going on. We had the turkey shoot that we just did for Thanksgiving, which was a lot of fun. We had a huge.
I said I was going to be there, but I popped in a couple times to say hello. But
matter of fact, because a lot of stuff has gotten done quickly for the auction for Sunday, that I might actually have time tomorrow or Friday to actually edit. So I'm hoping maybe to get it out for the weekend. Episode 40, Jeff Hearn sat in the co-host seat because
he sat in for me.
Justin was on a ghost hunt. He was looking for this little kid in an elementary school again. So Jeff, and it's a fun episode. It was a great topic, and we were making fun of Justin for a good
I can't wait to hear how bad my haggis get chopped.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, don't forget, Doug was the guest on there too.
So. I'm kind of bummed that I missed that.
It was really good.
Oh, and the reason that I asked was I wanted to congratulate you on you guys on your 40th episode.
Yeah. Well, it's like 46, but we had a couple of special episodes in there.
The presidential, you had the presidential debate.
Well, that's what I tell everybody, and I give you credit where credit's due. I say Jeff Hearn is our AV producer guy. All the cold openings, all the AI generated stuff that's funny is all Jeff Hearn. That's none of us. Jeff writes that. Jeff records it, does the AI. And he needs to do a couple more for me now that he has a lot more free time on his hands.
Free time.
You need to talk to this guy over here.
Well, we joke, and I think I said this last week or the week before. Back when we started this business almost 20 years ago, we called our company Free Time Hobbies, and it was shortly after we got started that we realized we don't think we'll ever have any anymore.
Yeah.
So,
a lot going on, man.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much.
You.
If y'all would like to hang around after I close this out, we'll hang out backstage for a few minutes if you want to. If not, that's fine too. But for now, we'll say bye, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
See you all.
Love you guys.
Well, and then there were two.
I'll tell you what. These guys are. You cannot put those 5 guys in a room together and not laugh hysterically. Well, they fight like brothers. They're constantly chipping away at each other. But all in all, they are 5 of the greatest guys that I've ever met in this hobby.
Well, that's good. The fun part about this hobby, well, there's a lot of fun parts about the hobby, but one of the fun parts about the hobby is making connections. And, you and I became friends. So all my friends became your friends, and all your friends became my friends. And then
some of them.
It's a good thing. So very, very cool. Well, I guess that's going to wrap us up for tonight.
Yeah, we're actually a little bit ahead of schedule.
Hey,
which
and
is
you
good.
didn't have to push the mute button and go.
I
Go
pushed the mute. I pushed the mute button about 5 or 6 times.
You were just coughing discreetly.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's been brutal. I
Oh
haven't.
gosh.
I had a meeting with Russ today, and he asked me how I was doing, and I haven't had probably 2 hours of sleep consecutive in the last week, because the minute I lay down to try to get some sleep, I immediately start coughing and hacking, and then I have to sit up, and then I can't sleep sitting up. So then I watch television, and then, I wake up 30 minutes later, I'm drooling on myself, and then I start coughing again. So I'm literally, I could just close my eyes and go to sleep sitting right here. So
I guess I know what you're going to be doing here shortly then.
going to bed.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
A little bit of NyQuil and I'm out. I hope.
I got you. Well, I'll go ahead and say bye to you then for now, and
Right.
We'll catch up in the morning, I'm sure.
Yeah, and thanks for everybody for the well wishes about feeling better. It's just the flu. It's model club crud or model show crud.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, talk to you in the morning.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy.
Thanks for your time, everybody. Had a good time.
See you soon. Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. This was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed that. Meet some new guys and have some new model techniques to chase after. The soldering is interesting and intriguing to me. I'm going to have to check into it, as that is something I have never done. Now, the rest of this month, next week on Wednesday Night Live is all about you guys. It is our rare these days question and answer night. It's going to be me. It's probably going to be Jeff. We might even have one or two other guys, but it's going to be question and answer night. I'm going to focus on the chat, the live chat. I don't get to do that as often as I used to, because we've had packed shows lately, which is a good thing, but I want to make sure and not forget about you guys. So next Wednesday night, we're going to focus on the chat and question and answer. Just hang out and see what you guys are up to. The week after that, the 17th, it is our December show and tell, the final show and tell of 2025. So please send me your model submissions, and the earlier you can send them, the better, because the show and tell keeps getting bigger and bigger each month, and it does take me some time to prepare those slideshows. I don't mind doing it, but the earlier you can send your submissions, the better it will be for me. So please send those submissions to info@squadron.com. You can go to our website at squadron.com/live for information on exactly how to submit your pictures, the resolution and aspect ratio and all that fun stuff that I prefer. That'll make it easier on me. But I look forward to seeing everybody's submissions. And then the week after that is Christmas Eve. We will not be having a show. And the week after that will be New Year's Eve. We will not be having a show. So 2 more shows left for 2025. Next week, question and answer night. The week after that, show and tell. I look forward to it, and I hope that you guys do too. Y'all take it easy, and I really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you next week.